Go live.
Stuart, my friend, hello, greetings, salutations.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going.
Very good.
Yes.
Welcome
Welcome back to Things and Bobs. Stuart, the heroes of Trek. Dum dum dum.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because are not the ships really heroes of Trek?
Yes, of course they are. They're the main character.
How hero? I mean, are you saying literally the main? Are you saying they supersede the people? You could watch a piece of content without any people and just ships? Is that what you're saying, Stuart?
No, of course not. That's just stupid. Unless it's Trekyards, but even Trekyards has people.
We are. Yeah, we're there. We exist.
Yeah.
Okay. Good job.
Still like the ships. That's all
Yeah,
I can
we've
say.
made a whole, like, career is the wrong word, but existential reality looking at Star Trek ships.
Yes, sir.
So I guess I'll start sharing and get the people in on this tremendous conversation.
Alrighty. Guys, hit that like button if you haven't already. 26 of you here, which is awesome. 17 likes. We can do better. We can do better, people. But yeah, we're going to be looking at some hero ships today. Some people, meaning Sam, might not think that they're all hero ships. I did add some, though, just because I believe they are. I'm sure you'll hear his arguments about that. But anyhow, we want to hear what you think as well. And if you see something on a tier list you don't agree with, you can bump it up and down on the tier list with a $5 super chat. Or if you're really passionate about something, you can put in more and move it higher or lower. So it's up to you guys. You guys have a lot of power in this one. So, but we want to hear your thoughts, your opinions on these. I think we got 28 ships ready to go here. Yeah, it was a list that Sam came up with, and I had to curate it and add some stuff. So regardless, we're going to talk about it, and we want you to talk about it with us, even in the general chat, or if you can super chat, that's awesome. It helps support the channel. So does joining the channel. There's a join button down there. Go on over and check that out, or head over to Patreon/Trekyards. You can help us out over there as well. Same ranks, privileges, and perks apply over there. And, you know, just commenting and being part of the lives really helps us out immensely. So does hitting that like button, like I said. So please do all of the things. Check out the links down below as well. There are links to the Teespring and the TeePublic store where you can get yourself some cool Trekyards merchandise. We would really appreciate that as well. Anything you can do to help us out, even sharing the content around or letting people know about it that might not know about Trekyards that are Star Trek fans. So help us out if you can. And yes, we know there was a lot of breaking news today. We're not going to really talk about that stuff. Maybe we will at some point, but we're not going to today, because today is tiered hero ships. So there you go.
I'm back.
He's
back.
back. Definitely missed you.
Oh, thank you. So how do you feel about approaching this? How you gonna approach it, do you think?
A lot of different factors. Legacy, all the missions they accomplished, aesthetics. There's a lot to take into consideration here. So
my aim is not to even, is not to have 9 A's. It's actually break them down in comparison. The point is to make a comparative list, not a. We love them all, probably.
Because we do love them all, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's about how, in this grand scheme, I think certainly the rejig will be interesting, because I always, just so you guys know, I always submit the first batch of visuals, tends to be 20, 30 range, whatever, and then the team behind the scenes, they add what else they think, or what's missing, etc. Just add-ons. So I know a good chunk, but there's like the ones that I miss, etc. So it's fun to see what's not, what I have missed, etc.
Cool. Well,
and do you want to clarify what counts as a hero ship as well for the audience? Or did we do that while I was away?
Any ship that has enough a good quantity of screen time, or has an important legacy in the whole Star Trek lore, I guess. Yeah, that we actually see.
Yeah. That I think is important, because just like Voyager J, it's not a hero ship. It's a ship that appears as a cameo in Discovery. Like, it's not a hero ship, even though it is definitionally a famous ship. It's not a hero ship.
Yeah.
So there's that's why like the Klingon Bird of Prey will be a hero ship, because it was the hero of a film. That version is a hero ship.
What about the Rataran? It's also a hero ship,
but not
of
for
sorts.
not for Federation though. That I think it's just like otherwise.
We didn't clarify that.
Well, I mean, otherwise you could extend that to the Negvar then you start to get into the Borg Queen's Diamond as a hero ship. Then it's instead of what I mean. Like, they don't quite make sense. So hero ships.
Well, we'll start off with the first hero ship.
All right.
And this is actually one you didn't have on your list, which was surprising to me.
Well, I just you always forget things. Oh, right, okay. Okay.
Yeah. The Enterprise D, Galaxy class. This is instantly just an S tier. 7 years, and, we saw everything about it. Now, somebody made the argument in the chat that it might be a C++ because it's a glass cannon and tends to explode easily, as we saw in Cause and Effect, as well as Generations. Yeah, but we're going to ignore that. Its legacy factor, I think, speaks for itself, and it's just instantly an S. We spent a lot of time on this, more than any other ship, honestly, in Trek. Even the TOS Enterprise and the refit and stuff, we didn't really spend as much time on as the Enterprise D. So this is just automatically an S tier. There's really no discussion, in my opinion. But what are your thoughts on the Enterprise D?
I think it's a poll, Stuart.
Are all Enterprise hero ships by default? Yes. By legacy alone? No, we want to be more technical. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, just what you guys think. Enterprise D, yes. This, I think, this is the most hero ship of hero ships because it is in a movie as well. Voyager also had 7 seasons, although 1 season was short. So yeah, this has the most episodes and a movie. And the the class was featured in the most other media, DS9 and Voyager. So this is definitionally the most hero ship of all hero ships in terms of screen time. You know the most about it. They built the most random sets for it. They had the most one-offs, the most I think just the most general sets.
It also has a technical manual. So anything with a technical manual automatically is a hero ship.
Yeah, I mean this is the thing that and I still can't think. I've done so much work with it that people call it divisive, but it's just sexy in motion. It's really, really nice to fly. It's a true advanced looking game changer of a ship that we'll think of as home in one way or another. And it's so meaningful as a hero ship energy that its hero energy status was used to impart how powerful the Dominion were, because they took one out. That was the benchmark of, damn, they killed an Enterprise lookalike. He bad, he's oh dear. So yeah, this is the epitome of the hero, and it obviously, just like with the Defiant in First Contact, no, the Defiant didn't get blown up instantly. No, the Enterprise D didn't get destroyed by 7 disruptor blasts. It got, if you hear all the crashes in the inside, it's like 27 sets of blasts. It took a lot of punishment. You just don't see that. The reason it didn't shoot back more is that's the dumb part of that situation. But yes, this is an S. In all the ways. I mean, not even just design, like pure hero factor. And in Picard, it made people cry coming back. So it says it all, really.
It's a special kind of.
It is
S tier.
I mean, is there a ship more in science fiction that garners that level of legacy? Because
TOS Enterprise
only got 3 seasons. Not even.
But if they brought it back, people would be crying. Trust me.
No, I know, but I mean, comparatively, like the raw amount, like the Millennium Falcon, 6, 7, whatever. Like it's a few movies. There's no Star Wars ship that compares. BSG, it changed too much. There isn't enough of a one design. The Eagle maybe from Space 999, but again, that's more niche. Like that, there's no other ship in sci-fi I think that even reached this.
Because there's not one Eagle. There's many of them, so that doesn't really count.
But they're all based on the same construction, but yes, indeed.
Sergeant Montgomery Mako, member for 39 months at the rank of lieutenant. The Enterprise D is one heavily armed, beautiful cruise liner, but I still love her. Indeed.
Stern, it got destroyed by a bird of prey 100 years old scout ship, D for Dud, who could go through its shields. Like, one disruptor hit on the... anything without shields can get hit straight away. I mean, do you know what shield... It's a stupid argument, because with shields it's a one-hit kill. You know... Oi. Oi!
Ral says the D is more nostalgia than anything. That's why I say A tier. No. You don't understand the meaning behind a hero ship.
Yep. Inside and out.
And William J makes a good point. The TOS Enterprise has existed for 20 more years in the real world. That matters. Yes.
Yeah.
That's more, yeah.
But not episodes, movies, appearances. That's what I was relating to there specifically.
I said all that too, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Take us in an interesting direction, Stuart. Where are we going?
The Dauntless from Prodigy.
Yes, this is the USS Dauntless, not to be confused by the USS Dauntless NX. This is the Federation hero ship of Prodigy, of course, commanded by Captain Janeway as one of the slipstream experimental ships in the Alpha Quadrant, with a clone bridge of the Dauntless, mostly, and a unique body. It's one of the fastest ships in Starfleet by an absolute mile. It can get to the Delta Quadrant, like, that week. Like, no issue. And back. No issue, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, we don't know much. But it's a real zippy... I think they said the second fastest ship at the time of the show. Did some cool things in the show.
Yeah.
Most of them were just chasing.
Unique visuals, interesting bridge and interior. We get to see quite a bit of it, and it is commanded by Admiral Janeway, so it is one of the top tier ships of the new fleet. And like you said, fast. So haven't seen a whole lot of it in comparison to some of the other ones, but
more than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah. So yeah, this one for me, honestly, with what?
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, honestly, with what we've seen and the way they've kind of set it up for Prodigy, I think it'd be at least a B tier.
Yeah, I think in the show it feels like this big older brother sort of ship that's not a warship, that's just a fast explorer, exactly as you want to be. Yeah, I'd have to say a low mid B. And I've worked with her a ton. I love the bridge. I've always loved the bridge. The exterior we all have problems with, but from some views it's tremendous. And that can be said for many of these things. The interior is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Because they stole it from Voyager, which was beautiful. Gary, it is, because it's the other hero ship of the show. There's two. There's the Federation hero and there's the stolen ship hero.
Yeah.
The other hero spends all their time on it, so it's a hero ship.
All right, what is next?
Hi, Iridian. Yes.
This one.
Good luck with your next film.
Strange New Worlds Enterprise.
Are we roping in the Discovery version and the show version? Because
I mean, if you want to, sure.
I mean, there are very differences in window placement. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, as a overall design, cool. Go for it.
It's a nice reimagining of the TOS Enterprise design, more of a modernized feel to it, and I really appreciate that. It would have been perfect in the 2009 film, in my opinion, as a good reimagining. And Fleet Pause here, thank God. I was worried. So it's really great, but proportionally they changed it a bit. They made it more squat. And if they hadn't done that, I think I'd like it more. I do like a lot of aspects of this ship, though. It's got some fantastic features and a really cool look. And the interior is also a good updated take on TOS. It's a visual reboot, and that's fine. I think they did a really good job keeping the feel and essence of the original, but while giving it a modern spin and a modern spit shine. So I really like this one.
And Stuart, Jill's here.
Jill is back. Hello, Jill 47.
We've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's tricky because it is actually the hero of a show. I will say, without the title sequence, there's a lot less beauties of this than you would expect a normal Trek show to have. That sequence is lovely and like shows it as the hero in a way. But that's just the testament. Other shows have 22 episodes. They have lots of beauties. Strange World is more situational ship shots, which often doing something, not focusing on those classic. Like, we need those classic beauties to impart the she's a character vibe, not just a thing we're traveling on, right? Also running interiors into the mix, of course, and they're all hero quality. If too big, too bright, too white, too shiny, but not a lot of each of them. I don't know what to say about it really. It's their hero ship. I don't love it as a hero, as in it doesn't make me feel anything particularly. A couple of the interior sets more so, but I look at the outside and think, oh, okay, it's okay. I've not done any fan film with it. I've had years now. My gut reaction is a low A with respect to the interiors.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a good place for that, considering how much action we've seen of it. So, I mean, that's good.
Doesn't make me feel too much as a hero ship. Yeah.
It'll be the hero for this generation of Trek fans, though, that grew up with it. So, it's definitely a good one as far as aesthetics and stuff goes. So. So yeah, I think A is a good, fair placement. Deep Space Nine, not a ship, but that's okay.
Well, it does move, so.
It does. It does. From Bajor to the wormhole.
Stuart, they fly now.
Yeah, they always flew. Oh,
it's me. Oh yeah, DS9. Sorry, that was very short. Yeah, I mean, this is the other one we spend the most time inside, literally. Although, you know, there's fewer sets. They rarely, if ever, design new ones. So, you know what I mean? It's a recycle, a rinse and repeat sort of station, which is fine. Just, you know it after season 1. You know? I don't know if it grows on you as a locale too much after, say, season 3. It's very static. These aren't necessarily complaints, just for the hero-ness of it. But I feel like I can walk the corridors comfortably and confidently. You always want to look at the promenade and such. Yeah, you know, it's your home it is a character, and they're not shy to give you beauties. They're not shy to give you docking shots. They're not shy to give you establishings. You know, they treat it like the old lady of the show, and never once repainted it to Starfleet colours.
Yeah. Yeah, just seeing the Cardassian aesthetic inside and out, you did get a good sense of what the interior of the station was like, and it was such a unique look that I think it really holds up well. Even the ops command center, it's cool to see how the Cardassians did things. So yes, it's very lived in, very much a major player in the show. And while not technically a ship, it is definitely in the hero category. So this one I got to put as an S tier.
My heart doesn't say yes, just because it's darker and less characterful. The D has so many unique spaces. This doesn't. It has the same corridors, which are not bright, the same rooms that are bland, like the meeting room and the promenade. That's kind of the only reason I would say A over, because S feels like such a leap of like D to this. There's a giant chasm.
I kind of agree.
Like same with Intrepid, like they broadened that thing out. Do you know what I mean? Like I in my head I'm like, that's a fine A, but I wouldn't quite go the S route with it. But that's just me.
I just like the uniqueness of the window shapes and the doors and sick bay and stuff. Like it all had a.
Don't know why they didn't redesign. Like they should have been slowly modifying areas to be more Starfleet over the years. Like. Why would you? Because it's a PTSD station. You know, it's traumatic for Bajoran. It's like, this is the place that, you know, there's so much damage to our people, and we're going to keep, you know, Bajoran ringtone. Swap it for a new one. You know, small thing, but like I say, I'm happy with an A. Like I said, it just feels like a chasm between the two. Otherwise, move Strange Worlds down to a B, and it's an A, because that certainly feels higher than Strange Worlds, Connie. You know what I mean? They feel like there are leaps between those three. Superchat your thoughts, guys.
Let's see. Olivia, $5. Want to watch a short film from Sam, but don't want to see Sam? You are in luck. Sam's newest Trek short is out now. No Sam necessary.
And it's on DS9.
It is.
So it's called, what is it called? Living the Dream. I had to think about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, super chat, final decision from you all fine folk.
Yeah, one super chat can clinch it, or you guys can just vote in the general chat as well. Just put your A or S tier, whatever you think. We'll tally those up if nobody super chats in, but somebody could lock it in with a super chat.
And Devro, DS9 you have to compare to Space Dock and Regular 1. Nope, because neither are heroes in any meaningful way. Regular 1 is just kind of there in Wrath of Khan in a good way, but it's just kind of there, and Space Dock is like a vacation spot. It's in a good way, but not the hero of those tales, nor any part of those. Yeah, super chat your final pick. Yeah.
So yeah, vote in the poll, but also put it in the chat. A or S tier. We'll see. We got S, we got A, we got S minus, quadruple S, A, S. Oh, it's very close.
You guys have the power here.
Mm-hmm.
Museum again, not a hero. It's a sort of hero for one episode, but they never go inside it even. So, the museum's not a hero as much as the ships around are a hero. You know, it's made a hero by the stuff in the rings.
The highest of A's, Defiant stole some of DS9's thunder.
Oh, very true.
Yeah, that is a good point.
And we spend like a whole season not there as a hero. It's actually the villain station, ironically. The hero villain station.
A-A-S, A-A-A. Okay, I'm going to put an A for now.
There you
go. All right.
Okay.
What is next? Pull this one in.
Oh, Excelsior, the hero of Star Trek 6, a hero of Star Trek 6, and of course of Flashback.
Yes, indeed.
And I guess 3, a little bit.
And Star Trek 3, yeah.
Hero
This has a huge fan following for a good reason. It's very the next evolution of Starfleet design, but maintaining the Starfleet look. So this one, we do get to see quite a bit of it, even undergo some changes from the bridge in Star Trek 3, all the way to Star Trek 6, and coming to save the day in Star Trek 6 with a hero captain as well, one of our TOS characters, Mr. Sulu, Captain Sulu. So this one, it definitely deserves a high ranking, and visually it's very, very nice. I wasn't the biggest fan for a long time. Still a few things about it I'm not the hugest fan of, but I do really appreciate the ship a lot more. And I guess I wish we would have seen more of the interior of it. We saw the bunks. We saw, I wish there would have been a mini series or something aboard the Excelsior where you could see some interiors.
That would change this list if this had been a mini series ship as well. That would have been
So I mean, so much potential, and yes, we see them in TNG, not the Excelsior, but the class is still going strong. So it's a good ship.
Everyone loves the Melbourne.
Yep.
And the hood.
So, yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's so memorable in its massively niche moments, right? But it is only in so many moments. And like you say, the bridge is obviously a redress of the other bridge. We never see a corridor except a wall piece or outside of the Kirk's room redressed, etc. But it is absolutely what I would consider more. It's the big brother of the hero ships of that film. It's not itself the hero in a sense, but it's the big brother of the film. Sulu comes in to help the day, etc. But certainly it's a wonderful ship. Should be more screen time, of course. The fact that it kind of started as a villain ship is somewhat amusing. But, Stuart, in this context, I want to give it a C. With all the love in the world. It's not featured enough, nor does it see much of it. So we're not talking about design here, but its legacy as a hero ship.
Well, then I want to firmly plant it in B, because if the Dauntless made B, we've seen just as much, really, of the Excelsior.
Was in 10 episodes of 11 episodes.
Doesn't matter. It also has a legendary captain or a person in command. Exactly. All right, then. We'll do whatever you say. See then.
No,
That's
guys,
fair.
vote. Whichever you think. That's my gut reaction for less screen time, etc.
I was going to say B, because it's been around longer and has been seen more. It's been seen in TNG. It's been
Excelsior was in TNG?
the class.
Oh, well, it's about the USS Excelsior.
Ah, okay. Well, then it's definitely a C.
Oh, that would be interesting. Actually, do class Ziz. That'd be interesting live. Like, how do you write the classes? Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Ray Ricks, 5 pounds. Excelsior is a B. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What is next then? The refits, not the A, but the refits.
Are we differenting them?
Yeah, absolutely we are. So this is the superstructure of the TOS Enterprise, having survived its 5-year missions, and got refit, new class of ship essentially, complete overhaul. We see it in the motion
Big
picture.
ass shuttle bay.
Yeah. See in the motion picture, Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 3 before it sadly gets destroyed. So that's a legacy of the TOS Enterprise, and the ship kind of rolled into one, in my opinion. And since this was the start of a new class of ship, should have been called the Enterprise class right off the hop. But yeah, anyway, so it is absolutely iconic. We get to see we get to see at least 2 different bridge modules for this one. And we get to see the really cool horizontal warp core. So, yeah, this is, I don't know. The corridors of this ship are also used for other ships later. But that's neither here nor there. And
it's so shiny.
Yeah.
And we do complain about JJ and Strange Worlds for the shiny.
Yeah.
It's odd because they're kind of a matte shiny. Like, they're unnecessarily shiny, but they don't reflect people.
Yeah.
So they're distracting, but a matte distracting.
And this one had a legacy of having a cutaway poster done. Start Mr. Scott's Guide to the Enterprise. It's a well-loved ship. So, yeah, that's my take.
And it's interesting because it all we know is that it TMP'd. So it was stuck in dry dock for a few years. Then it got launched before it was too long to go deal with Vija. Then Spock used it as a training crew ship for, I think, like 3 years. And then it fought Khan. And then it got stolen and it got burned up. So it only lived, 4 years as a ship? And it was a training ship for most of that. So its legacy in the universe is as a training ship for people who got to experience I guess this was a flagship, but not in mission profile. That was always the A, and I never really considered that, but it didn't go mission, surely, did it? It was just maybe a year, but who captained it in the first year? I didn't think Kirk would. That's kind of cool, though, to take the...
There are novels that go into that.
Well, yeah. There are a lot of weird novels. But yeah, isn't that kind of cool? That means that you had a whole set of years where Academy cadets learned on the last colony to survive. That's quite cool, actually.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's an S tier, just because of the legacy factor.
Well, if you're tagging in the Connie as well, but it only has 3 films,
and a technical manual. Just saying.
Well, yeah. But then things like the Strange World Enterprise should be way lower because it's had nothing written on it of any kind, I know, because I wouldn't say this is legendary. I'd say the A is probably more legendary because it's, well... Because in Universe it did more, but we didn't see it. But then the original Connie did loads, but this is the same ship. I guess S, but I guess I wouldn't have defined them as being totally separate ships because all the same. Yeah.
Let's see what Superchats are saying.
Yeah.
Got a few. Matt Boardman, $10. Excelsior is at least an A.
Oh, gosh, okay.
So effing harsh to say it's a C class. Okay. Move it up in a second. Ray Ricks, £5. Refit S tier.
Yeah.
Fleet Paw, $5. Fuck that. Excelsior is A. B at the lowest. She gave Chang something else to shoot at. Sam is just being pedantic. Well, he's not though. He's trying to make his point. So,
I mean, a ship with only like 26 minutes of screen time, or whatever. It's like it doesn't compare to a ship with 3 hours, 7 hours, 20 hours, 7 years, 3 movies. It's like it's not. Otherwise, everything here's an S, and that defeats the purpose of the game. So, what's the point then?
Okay. Well, we can make adjustments later as well if we need to, and you guys can always bump things as you see fit. So.
Oh, 02. Okay.
That's why there's 2 of them.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been on my list per se, but it did appear obviously in the first 2 arcs, and it was a hero in both. So, yeah,
I didn't add it, so.
Yeah, I guess I did. It's my render, but it makes sense in 2 arcs. Yeah, Columbia. The second NX, which you could argue is almost more famous in a sense because they got to learn all the lessons and go forward. First female captain. They had all the improvements that then the NX learned from. They helped save the Enterprise both times. Yay for them. Without them warp maneuvering, the only ship in the galaxy that could at their warp speed bubble thing, the NX would have died there and then. So and I'm sure his legacy was tremendous, being the second NX.
Yeah. Jill throws in $2. Thank you, Jill.
With salt.
Shaker. Salty.
That's the other one.
I would not rank this very high. I'd probably say C at the most.
But I want contrast in this, so I'll say D because she was tremendous in the things she was in, but she was just a carbon copy of the NX, but as was many of these ships carbon copies of other things. Again, I'm trying to be specific here. She's second ship ever in the NX class, which does more than that possibly, but I'll say.
Some people are going to see that and go, "Why is the NX in D?"
Yeah. Look, it's the silver one. You were there.
All right. Next up is Discovery.
Classic.
Yep. I guess you go first on this one.
Me?
Oh, you went first on that Columbia. That's right.
Yes. You're confused.
Discovery trying to do a pre-TOS thing and failed miserably at it. The Spore drive, it should have been called the Dash drive. It is quite interesting tech, but again, would have been better after Nemesis. I still maintain that. Good. Yeah, don't shoehorn this in, and the hull color is all wrong. I mean, there were reasons for that before Brian Fuller left, but then they didn't change it. So, as a hero ship goes, I don't even know. Aesthetically, it's just all wrong for the era. You might as well jump in. I don't know what to say.
Discovery is the show that brought Star Trek back. We did not have Picard or any of those shows without Discovery, so we entirely owe all of our thanks.
It's like saying JJ's 2009 film kept.
That's the public line, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's
breathed life into Star Trek.
I mean, it's in more years worth of content than the next one. It was a hero of the tale, genuinely, because it was the thing they were on. It was exclusive. It was the 101. We saw a lot of it. We saw a lot of space shots of it doing things. We saw it crash. We saw it almost be lost. We saw a future version of it. Like, it had a lot of hero-iness elements to it. And the door frickin' broke midway through season 2, apparently. And it's the ship that saved the entire Federation from a Klingon war and helped destroy the Mirror Universe's Spore hero drive ship and steal their Emperor, which entirely changed that it changed 2 universes forever. So it's done far more than many other ships on screen. Terrible design, but I mean, it's for always going to be remembered. I mean, you just talk about Columbia, Dauntless. This should be remembered more than those 2 ships even more than Excelsior in terms of its weird design, pizza cutter. Like, this thing is going to be an eyesore for the Trekdom if you don't like it for the next 50 years.
So it sounds like you want to put it at least at a B.
But the new one's so much better in every way. I think you could argue a B because it's hero-ness in the thing. I don't want to give it more than a C.
Well, we got a Ray Ricks 5 pounds Disco F tier.
Oh,
All the Fs. Stupid magic mushroom drives.
well, I said C. That gets down to a D, I guess.
And D's, I think, fine. D for discovery.
It's the hero of that tale, and it's more characterful than it could be. Like, it's more characterful than Stranger Worlds Enterprise in a lot of ways because it does more. It is in more shots. It is integrated more in the story. It does
Well, this is
more.
gonna, yeah, this is gonna piss people off coming into seeing Discovery and what they think is the Enterprise NX-01 beside it. They come in too late. 105 people watching right now. 57 likes, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already. We want to hear your opinions.
Mm-hmm.
You guys
This
have
is
the power here.
Community thing. While there are still things left to put on, you guys have power over us. Place things as you will.
What's next, though?
This is my one. NX-01 Enterprise. Yes, the hero of all 4 seasons. They had a lot of space shots because they'd CG. It's in far more space shots than a lot of this stuff. I mean, if you take if you take out stock footage shots as being not new shots, this is way more shots than Enterprise D because it's just almost half the shots are original. You knew the ship inside and out, and a lot of different sets. It evolved a bit throughout the years. It was very intimate and close because it was smaller. You saw women and men gently put goo on each other. I mean, you'll always remember that. It's an Akira prequel, so you'll always remember that. And it's, they tried to do a lot with it. It was the ship that kept them alive, and you really felt that way. And certainly in season 3, you felt the uncomfortability of it getting hurt. That was visceral in the season, which means you felt something for it because you were feeling to see it scorch and all the bulkheads be damaged.
Yeah. And with 117 people here, I just want to reiterate the rules.
Yes.
This is a community list. We kind of make our discussions, our points, put them where we kind of agree or disagree on, and then you guys can bump them according to your likes. At the end, we'll have the community list, which you guys contributed to, and then based on context on what's in the different tiers, Sam and I will shuffle to give our final definitive list. So just so you guys are aware of how this works. But 117 is great. Hit that like button, guys, and participate.
Yes.
Ray Ricks throws in 5 pounds. Disco down to an F. And Shay Locomotive Productions, $5. Disco to an F. I've already moved it. So
the audience have spoken. And therefore,
yes.
Speaketh. We sacrifice. We surrender ourselves to you all. So in terms of legacy, this beats out the Stranger Worlds Enterprise happily. So if that's an A, this has to be an A as well. I wouldn't have put it an A necessarily, but it beats the Stranger Worlds Enterprise, so it's got to be an A by this list. That'd be my thoughts.
Yeah, it had a good pre-TOS look. Like the people that worked on it cared enough about the canon to make it feel like it fit. And I really appreciate that. There's a lot of detail put into the ship. You see a lot of the ship during the course of the series, and it definitely takes a pounding.
It felt like their home.
And it would have been, it was on the road to be refitted to have a secondary hull and stuff. Oh. It's like all planned out. So,
at least by Doug.
Yeah.
Scottish Nightmare. No, 8 p.m. is not the new normal. That's because time zones are still separate for about another week or a few days. Then it'll go back to normal for everyone on this side of the pond.
Yeah. So you say A.
Well, where would you have said gut reaction? And how do you feel compared to my Stranger World comparison?
Yeah, it should be higher than Stranger Worlds in my opinion. So I would probably have said S, honestly. Okay. Just because of the time we spent on it, the thought that was put into it, the fact that the sets were all new-ish. Oh, yeah. I mean, the Defiant Bridge, but it was still... It felt a mix between modern military and before TOS. Like, it was a good in-between smash-up. So
it's comparable in terms of WoW to the Enterprise D then for you?
Yeah, for the time we spend on it and how close the crew is compared to this. Like, it's a small ship, small crew on a mission where they're not sure when they're going to be back home, and then they run into all this problem. I think it deserves an S at least because the only thing that would knock it down for me is the fact that it actually never existed because it wasn't in the lineage of Enterprises before that. But you got to put that aside, and I say S is fair for this one.
Yeah, and for me, it's just because it's not... I don't feel emotive when I see it in the same way as the other hero ship. But if you go by legacy, I mean, this thing did more than God. How many ships? This was the first Pioneer. So I'll agree to S because the legacy of the in-universe that Archer did more than any captain probably ever. They named the
Created the
planet after him.
Federation.
He was president. Like he, you know. So the design I would not give an S in terms of hero value because it's just too plain.
Yes.
And the sets good, but legacy factor in universe, yes, okay. See, it's a debate, guys. See,
And yeah, I didn't go into this thinking I'd be putting that in S tier, but
no,
this
indeed.
will be. All right.
There's many factors. This is a multifaceted, build the rules as we go sort of thing for each thing. So I think when we were like sci-fi weapons, it was like aesthetics, just aesthetics. Is all we had. So we had to go on. Yeah. Okay. This is. Oh, that's not a good render. Boo.
It's the only thing I had access to.
Protostar. So you give your thoughts. You do your thoughts. I'll put a better render because that's not a representation. A good one.
Yeah, the Protostar is the hero of Prodigy, of course, and it's an experimental ship. It is an NX class with the Protostar drive. Again, another cool advancement and really interesting ship. Small, different aesthetic all around, including the all the equipment on board, and it also has the transforming feature of the Protostar drive coming out the back and the cells lowering. It definitely feels like a fun little ship that I would like to see more of, and I'm very happy to see it anytime it's in flight. I just love the way this thing looks. It is one of my favorite ships, and unfortunately, I don't know how much we're going to be seeing of it in season 2 of Prodigy, but I do like the design. I like the premise behind it. Also the vehicle replicator and stuff like that. There's a lot of really cool tech and stuff involved with this one. So this I think is a standout. And yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of it, honestly, compared to some of the other ones.
Well,
but
more than Deadless, more than O2, more than the refit, more than more than a lot of these.
Sure.
It's been 20 episodes so far.
Doesn't have the normal Starfleet aesthetic on the interior, but I kind of like the new look. I don't know if that's like the next generation of how ships are going to look, or just because it's an experimental ship. So yeah.
Superchats, and Adrian has of course jumped in, Mr. Snazzy. Yes,
Jill,
I just that.
1009, $5. No less than level B because legacy factor, and it withstood battles with the Zindi. That's for the Enterprise. And next one. And then he also puts another $5 and says Protostar, no less than a B because of my interiors.
He just finished one that was our big, annoying, not for him and me, just like we hadn't had blueprints. We had like work together to make it look like it should, and it was a little bit difficult, wasn't it, Adrian? A little bit difficult. Give us like easier one next. Yes, Protostar, yeah. Obviously, I remember first reaction. It looks like a JJ ship. The nacelles are super JJ. It's chromy. It doesn't look anything Starfleet in the literal, simple sense. But when you go flight ship, it's not an NCC. It's not the ship of the class. As in, this was the test bed to then make a separate ship or refit to then do the mission. This was a test ship. Yes, I suppose NX Excelsior became NCC and didn't change the exterior. But the interior changed, so this would be changed in some way. There's even consoles that have nothing on them, like they're not finished. It's so unfinished. It's unfinished. I've done a very lot of work with it, so I like it a ton more. It's gorgeous in motion. It zooms by beautifully, and it hasn't got many bad angles, especially if they don't have little details. I love the indented blue spine lights. They're really fun. I like them. They're subtle. Doesn't really have windows because those lights are not windows. The scale's wrong, so it doesn't really have windows. But those black things, they're agile windows. So it has giant windows. The driver's great. We see it. I mean, it truly is the hero of Prodigy. It is part of the show. It's part of the character of the show. It feels like the hero of that tale. I mean, definition, you could give it an A for that regard because as a kids show, they make it, or an S, sorry, because they make it feel like one and the same as the ship and the crew. Janeway being a character is also part of the ship. I would still give it an A over an S because it hasn't got the legacy, but obviously I'm not being necessarily utilised for all my thoughts. So I would vote A. Where would you put it?
I would have put it at A. We just haven't seen enough of it, and I don't know how much is going to feature in season 2, if at all.
Well, we know a second one's being built, so I mean,
yeah.
the Protostar is gone. A Protostar is going to be there, right? Like,
yeah, I think A is very fair, considering it had Chakotay as well as captain. So, yeah, but not enough of him and the Protostar together to, you know.
It was also not a full Starfleet ship. Like, I really, really hope we see an actual proper version with proper carpet. Again, this is me wanting proper carpets, proper finished bridge, proper corridors. You know, streamline it, close up the nacelles a bit, make it more Starfleety, add real facades, like, you know, things that take away from the art design but make it more standard Starfleet ship.
If I went with just my love for the aesthetic, it'd be an S, but I don't think it deserves quite an S compared to some of the other ones that are an S. And again, this is where contrasts will come in at the end, where we see what's in the tiers and then we do some shuffling, because that's how this works.
Yep.
Okay.
Strange World Connie is still bugging me at A. Now the things we're adding, still bugging me a bit at A. But
a little bit for me too, but
we'll get there. Contrast really makes a difference to these. Equinox with the burned ridge top bit.
Is this me?
Yeah. No. Oh yeah. Well,
you.
It was meant to be you, but yeah. Equinox, the hero/villain of the Equinox episodes, and this is unusual because they actually committed to building sets, a full cast. That was part of the gimmick, is that you're meant to feel for them and against them, so it's far more fleshed out than like the Excelsior had, you know, like 3 people. This had like 6 for you, or 5 as characters, and had many scenes on it. You really felt bad for them as the crew, so it's very effective. You felt bad for the ship. They absolutely trashed it, considering obviously the bridge was a new set, the other sets were redresses of Voyager, but they trashed them properly with debris, so it felt like you felt visceral. 2 of the best Voyager episodes as well, which of course helps with tremendous writing, and even just through the, you know, you were shown the damage, but being told their adventure, you felt so many feelings for that crew that instantly it's like, oh my god. And it makes you feel bad for Voyager in the sense of they didn't, what they thought was easy compared to, you know, like it was a heavy hitting thing. Yeah. And it was a very famous ship at the time. Ransom they said he was like one of the most famous first contact people, and this was his ship for a long time. So this was a famous ship at the time, for what it was.
Yeah, it's always good to see more ships in the fleet and to get sets built, to see interiors. This could have been a hero ship of its own if it had, you know, not the Ransom hadn't gone bonkers.
And it could have been in more episodes. Like we've got 2 episodes, like Pegasus and BSG.
I wish they would have done that.
That'd have been really, that'd been actually super cool. Yeah, damn. That's very annoying.
Log to the base 2, puts in £2. Have a great live stream, everyone. Thank you very much.
Have a great one.
Yeah, I mean, just such a small ship, but maintaining the aesthetic of the fleet. It's just nice to see. I like when the fleet gets fleshed out. It's always really cool to see. I wish I do really wish they would have kept Equinox around for a little bit, like you said, just like Pegasus and BSG. Have 2 ships for a while and have to sacrifice one for something. I think that'd be awesome.
Or even have them escape and make it end season, like bring them back and be like, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have been well forward thinking, but kind of shocking they've used DS9, but that's okay. It's not really a warship. I want to give it a high C because it's so meaningful in Voyager as a hero of this of their journey. But it's also a villain ship, so it kind of slants a bit in a way as well.
Well, C was exactly what I was thinking, because it's definitely not as high as the Dauntless, and definitely higher than Columbia. So yeah, that fits in perfectly, actually. All right. What's next? I don't even know what's next. I'm just pulling them down randomly, guys. So, speaking of Voyager, the Intrepid class. This one was fantastic, actually. New interiors, wonderful bridge, awesome engineering.
Yeah.
The briefing room, the ready room. Yeah, there's a whole lot to see inside the ship. Like, And Rick Sternbach's design, I think, is fantastic. The articulated warp nacelles, something new, something funky that kind of moved on the exterior of the ship was neat. There's a lot to like here. Plus, landing. It has landing legs. It can planetary landing. So it's pretty obvious, I think, where this should go. But I'm going to let Mr. Voyager himself take over.
Yeah, it's as with Enterprise D, it is the only other ship in this list that had 7 years of 7 seasons of episodes where it was a proper hero. Because it's so much small, as you say, you really feel like you know this ship to the point of you almost feel as if you've seen most of the decks by the end of the season. The D, you never thought you did. It was always like, oh, another corridor. This is like, oh, that's that one corridor. Like, it's just so much smaller. You also felt like you knew the crew after a while. Not like the Cerritos, where they redrew the same people, so you kind of, I recognise them. Like, I don't know if I never think, oh, that extra's from 2 years ago. They kind of could have, but they didn't. That's fine. But it definitely is that little compressed home feel. The fact that all the quarters became more personalised as it went on, unlike, like, even Worf's quarters, cool, great. There's some, but like, if you go to Harry Kim's or Balana's, or like, there's a certain, like, oh, they threw props in there to make them feel like, yeah, they're obviously decorating because they'll be here for possibly 40 years, 70 years, whatever. Yeah, this is the other home, and we're rooting for it in a way that weren't for Enterprise D. It was doing the next mission. They were doing the, are we surviving till next week? So you have far more tension and want for it to survive that you don't for Enterprise D until it gets blown up, I suppose. Yeah, easily an S. This is the other grand starship that is the hero of its tale, and also
it's an easy S. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, and you know, compared to the refit, it has 7 years, that has 3 movies. I mean, it's you know,
well, you can't compare the two legacy wise.
No. And there was a half-written technical manual as well, but Rick didn't get it licensed. It wasn't chosen, so he has something.
Yeah, I have part of it. If you've been watching my channel,
there you go. But I was still give the D more because the D resonates with fandom and greater meaning than the Voyager. But to think Trek fans who like all the shows, Voyager is easily the second because it has the most screen time.
Ray Rick's £5. It's an S, just as.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Darren says, people are saying Voyager is S tier because they've watched 7 seasons of stock footage of it. Repetition is no replacement for a good design. Well, it is a good design and had loads of new shots because that's when VFX started becoming a thing. There's loads of shots of it custom, more than Enterprise D had, probably about a bit more. And they had top shops all the time as well. So, yeah.
Barry F, $2. There's coffee in that nebula.
Yeah,
indeed.
There was coffee in this pot, but it's not. Oh, this one. It was a.
I'll go first.
No, it's me. I'll bite up. It was me.
Okay.
Are we doing? Oh, we can't do the A because it doesn't exist as a hero ship. Yeah, the JJ Prize. It's pretty similar.
And just this one, we're not doing the Banana Struts one from Beyond.
Yeah,
it's all the same ship.
It's a ship that exists in those films. We see rooms in it, some of which have girders and pipes, some of which have hyper advanced things. I have no idea what deck plan is. I have no idea what the engineering looks like because they keep changing it. I don't know why it's so big. I could never see it again in my life and be happy. It feels like a weird fugly cousin that isn't a hero, and it's not really treated in the stories like a hero because it always gets battened. Every film it gets attacked and damaged and mistreated to not feel like a hero. It just feels like a vessel they're on. Chris Pine's the hero, not the Enterprise.
Yep. They tried to recreate a classic and put their own spin on it because they didn't like Star Trek, and it shows. They couldn't even bother building an engineering room because of budgetary reasons. But regardless, they went to a brewery. Super oversized. We don't know the size of the ship. It's sometimes as big as the Enterprise D in length, sometimes not. It's just whatever. Interior doesn't match that at all. Lights flashing everywhere. Brightness just white. Okay, I'm trying to think of good things. Oh, there's a big like circular thing with a railings around it. I guess it's in a little saucer. I don't know. We see some weird shit and a huge shuttle bay. ginormous inside. Basically, the entire secondary hull is shuttle bay. They tried. They really did. I think they failed, though. But I still think this ship, if I was a teacher marking a paper and this ship was the paper, this ship was the essay talking about Star Trek, it's a C. It's an average. I wouldn't F it necessarily.
The problem is now it's always been moved from where I'd place it. So I would say it's a happy F because it has very little hero feel in the community, and there's no papers on it. There's no technical manuals. There's no legacy after.
There's no planning on it.
Like we're talking. This is not the design. This is everything, and this ship is fading into insecurity, fading into insignificance. It's not going to be talked about in 20 years. Not properly anyway. It didn't feel like the hero of the tale. And the fact they kept changing every film and not mentioning it, and they instantly killed it and replaced it with the A in 3 because even the director didn't like it. Easy F. Worse than Discovery by a long way, because Discovery actually had 3 seasons with the airship and did stuff. This had 3 movies, and all those movies take place in other places that aren't on the ship. So it's much worse for F for me than the Discovery, personally.
And water cooling. I don't know. I just don't think it deserves an F. I'll compromise and say D, but Ray Ricks, 2 pounds. I can't see the ship through all the lens flare. Very F, $2. It's a fake. And ISFJ, 10 on 9, $5. I'll correct myself. I saw Disco Prize is on here with an F, so I give JJ Prize with its Apple Store Bridge an F+. Oh, okay.
I mean, Discovery Prize isn't on here with an F, but
hi. See, I just don't want to automatically say F, because then it's like, you guys hate it. You just hate JJ and you hate Discovery. That's why they're an F.
It's hero feel. It doesn't have any hero feel.
I agree.
That's why it's an F. Go with strong. Be strong, Stuart. Be strong.
Just know I'm not just saying F out of spite.
And I wouldn't give it design an F. Because it's the refit with shitty nacelles, right? I wouldn't give it an F for design. This is not for the design. This is for legacy factor and hero factor.
Okay. Anybody watching this back after the fact, just know that I'm not just, I hate it, it's F. Because normally I would have said that, but I was trying to be nice.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, at least Discovery had a Spore drive. Jill Price had nothing. Yeah.
Even Jill says F for fugly, which surprises me from Jill.
Yeah. You're so nice to these things.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll stop being nice and I'll just be me then. Just say what I want to say. Fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's barely a hero, but it is 3 Lower Decks episodes, 2 Lower Decks episodes, 2.
Got some screen time.
So it'll be a low tier hero for me. Is this me?
No, it's me.
Okay.
Seeing it in Lower Decks, like we knew it existed. It was in book form. It was in a small little video thing that they did anyway. But yes, to get the animated one, to actually see the interior, see the bridge, see the ready room, see the transporter room. It's cool to see it in Lower Decks. I'm glad they incorporated it, and I'm glad it had heroic moments. There's another Enterprise coming in, so that's nice that they did that, and I'm glad that Sean Turanjo got to have his design realized in that way. So, but this one I didn't see enough of it, honestly, and I would be down for a Captain Riker thing for sure to see more of it. But this one, I think for me. Well, anyway, what are your thoughts on it before I get into that?
Someone asks, what? Kerbo, why is Enterprise in D and S again? It's not. The next 2 is in D. It's the silver one. Titan. I mean, Titan is the Excelsior of Lower Decks. It's not, as in compared to the movies, it's in there for this much, but it makes an impression. But it's only in there this much. The fact that Riker gets it is great. We know via, not necessarily canon, but the Picard Season 3 records, it lived a longer legacy. Outside of that, but what's interesting is obviously Riker, you can't exactly say he got it and it's a prestigious assignment, because I don't think after Enterprise D he wanted to be Mr. Go out and explore, do 10 years of his own. He was happier to be more chill. He'd done that already. And in fact, he had his kid very early on, so he was a family man. He wasn't going to go do giant battles. So this actually is probably a mid-range ship for mid-missions. He's happy just to be a good captain and not do big things. So I don't think he... You know what I mean? It's not like he got the next flight. No, he's got a mid-ship. I like it just fine. But legacy-wise, it's nice, but it's like a cousin of the heroes. And certainly without lower decks, it'd be not even on this list. It's not a hero ship until you add lower decks. I'd give it a C or high D because it's in so few seconds of screen time in terms of it's probably maybe 2 minutes of space shots, maybe, and the interiors are good, but we don't get enough of them. Although I love his briefing room, his ready room. Can't hear you.
So I would have given it a C also.
Because Equinox done far more, and does more.
But Fleet Paw, $5. It's
Ooh.
tight, and give her an A for making our nerdy wet dreams come true. Well, that'll bump it up to B.
Okay, Jesus.
So there you go. That's how it works for now. Till our final reshuffling. Yes. All right, what's next?
All right, this is me this time. Okay, what are you gonna give me?
Enterprise A.
Enterprise A, the Yorktown.
Yes, or there's another one as well. That could be.
Recommissioned because of the heroes. It was a present. They fucked off the paint and made it basic paint. But that's fine. They did. Sergeant 5, to wit, they were all dumbasses with it. It was broken. Spent a lot of time being broken. And then they did submissions between 4 and 5, or 5 and 6. And then it got decommissioned. Although the fact that Kirk kept it right up until like 3 months before the launch of the B showed he was like, I'm keeping the reins of the ship. I'm keeping it in service as long as I can. No idea what they did. But it is the twilight of Picard's, of Kirk's career. He was not going to be gallivanting the same way. He's probably just like, I'm still captain. I'm just going to do whatever I want for the next 3 years. I've got this last chance. Chill. But we have no idea what they did. We have no idea the legacy it leaves. It's not talked about in the same way the refit is because of Vija. And it's the same ship as the refit. So, and obviously in Star Trek 6, its job is to fly and get beaten up. So, doesn't do a ton. Although it is... I can't even say it's symbolically the best ship because it's the Enterprise legacy. If this had been any Enterprise, it would have been the same in 6. If it was the B, it would have been the same logic of sending Kirk on the Enterprise. It was Kirk and Enterprise the name. It's not this ship in particular, it's the Enterprise legacy.
Yeah. She does take a beating in Star Trek 6. Star Trek 5, she's also kind of out of commission, so it's a rocky start. There's a lot of reasons why that might be, but we're not going to get into that. So
at least hers hair's dark, whiter.
Right? One of the best bridges, I think, for the refit was in Star Trek 5 as well. So
very familiar engine
and
room.
6.
It's as if they didn't change the engine room design in like 100 years. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. I know, right? And the corridors as well.
So between 5 and 6, they had 6 years on this ship of happy service. So that's 2-3 emissions.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have much else to say because I think the chat's spoken for us. We got S, 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 S for superb, S plus, S, S, S plus, S, 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 S. A, Gary says screwed up in Star Trek 5, but definitely an S, S. Yeah, so you guys have kind of spoken on that one.
Guess so.
Could have been a different ship altogether, though, if it wasn't for Star Trek 4.
Yeah, I would have gutted an A, but, there you go.
Because it's the 1701A?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I would say it should be a little bit lower than the refit, personally, but... Anyway, you guys kind of spoken on that one, so...
There you go.
That's for Sam, says Blue.
Hey, Robert finally made it. Welcome, Robert.
Okay. What is next on?
We're at 148 votes, the poll, so I'll finish that as... See, you guys do this every week. You can all jump into any ship-related lives, or other lives, just saying. Jump on our Versus lives, where we discuss crews and ships going at it. Those are worth checking out, guys. Because there are ships, and we do ship versus discussions in that. So, you know, we're here. Check us out at the normal time. But the poll. Are all the Enterprise's heroes by default? We have had a huge back and forth on this. Final result, 51%, that's what, 80 people, 75 people say yes.
Yeah.
And 49 say no. Fascinating.
Interesting. Yeah. Very fascinating. All right. Well, I'll wait till we get the new poll up. But in the meantime, I'll tell everybody, 135 of you, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that like button. We have 85 likes. I'd like to get to 100 if possible. And just to reiterate the rules, this is a community one. You guys get to bump things depending on...
And decide if we can't.
Yes. If you agree or disagree where they are on the list, you can bump them with a $5 super chat. At the end, that'll be the community list. You guys have all spoken kind of thing. And then me and Sam, based on comparative values of what's in each tier, we will kind of slide things around to give our personal definitive one, two of us. So yeah, this is how these tier lists work here. So Shea Locomotive Productions, $2. Enterprise A is my favorite refit, better than the 1701. What? No. That's surprising coming from you, Shea. But yeah.
It depends what you're going for, right?
So the poll, which ship is the bigger hero ship, Enterprise D or the 1701 TOS? All right, let's see what's next. The Defiant. Tough little ship.
Yes.
This is absolutely what DS9 needed as a ship to do things. And they put it to good use. Had a cloaking device, which was really cool for Federation ship. Also a very unique design, designed to be a board killer. The design was helped by Cisco. He helped design the thing. So that's also a very cool feature. Lots of things that were supposed to be things that never really were things, like the detachable weapons pod at the front and stuff like that. Plus, seeing the shuttles launch out of the bottom was very cool. And we did have the Chaffee shuttle, which was unique to the Defiant, but we only saw it like once or twice. But cool interior, a ship designed for a purpose and used for that purpose. It is very much a battleship. And it kind of shows. I love the bridge layout. We do see engineering. We do see a lot of the corridors, and they're very cramped because it is a small ship. So it does exactly what it's supposed to do, and yeah, it's. I was never a big fan of the design ever, and I'm still not really. But you can't take away what the ship has done for Star Trek and in the world of Star Trek. It's a purpose-built ship, and anyone that came after it absolutely needed for their purpose. So, yeah, that's where I'm calling it there.
Yeah, Defiant. It didn't take the show long to realize they needed a ship and a ship show.
Yeah.
And a Starfleet design, which allowed them to actually, do Starfleet stuff. And as soon as this thing came about, they could go places, do things. It became the literal spearhead of, like, a season and a half of war. DS9 was static, and it felt static. This could give them massive urgency in the story. They could respond to things. Certainly the runabouts got tedious in terms of what they can and can't deal with. The Defiant could go and engage a Vulture on the edge of space. Without this, you literally couldn't do that in the narrative. And it was the hero of the one and only hero of the tale while they were not on DS9. So it took over that role entirely. And in the last season, when there's a lot more space battles, DS9 was just over there. It wasn't playing any part in the narrative in a forward-facing way. This was the entire hero of the tale. I mean, the last episode, are they on DS9 or on the Defiant? They're on the Defiant. It took over as the hero ship doing more things actively. So I would put this above DS9 as the hero ship of that tale. Definitionally, of course, ship. But just, we know more... There's less of it to see, right? I feel like I know the ship more than the DS9. because there's a lot less of it. Now, Adrian beautifully has made every set pretty much of the ship. I haven't engineering yet, but I'm sure we'll do that eventually. And it's so goddamn small, I feel like I can walk around it. We built the shuttle bay. Love it. It's so fun to see things dock in it. I want to give this an S because of the legacy it left. The amount of influence it held on the galaxy. I mean, yeah, this thing. And the fact that it got another ship. Because the refit got the A, but it added an A. This ship was so famous, it didn't get an A. It got, fuck that other ship. We're being the same ship again. We're keeping the legacy intact. We're not even, you know what I mean? It's that crazy. So yeah, easy S. Easy S.
Yeah. And Joshua Dworkin, $5. I think this is why I wanted to put this one as S myself. Defiance Destruction was one of the only ones I feel was earned as a hero ship, as opposed to the convoluted ways of the 1701 and the D went out. Yeah, I agree.
Disagree with 1701 though. I feel like that's
went out doing heroic things. I mean, yeah, the 1701 had to go out because there's 5 of them on board, kind of thing. And
well, I think the fact it got shot like one blast and it was dead, fine. But the visuals are so beautiful.
Oh yeah. Fleet Paw, $5. Cisco's motherfucking pimp hand is an S. Yes, there were inconsistencies with scale, with phasers, photon torpedoes, but she was a beast. S. And Joshua Dworkin, $5. Congratulations on your 20th super chat on a live stream.
That's a lot. Thank you so much. The first time I've seen that as well. Yeah.
Wow. Defiance Destruction felt earned and more appropriate advice, and the more convoluted way the 1701 and D were destroyed. Yes.
Although it also was incredibly abrupt and random.
Yeah, it was.
And also the
good visual though to see it go down.
Although inventing escape pods in a ship that does not have space for them.
Well, yeah.
Like
they have to have them though.
Well. But also shuttle bay. Like until if you had those elements, there's almost no internal volume. Because I mean the phase, yeah, I mean it's fine. But like the deflector, then where the hell is the docking bay? The docking ramp. But yeah, and it's interesting because it's not. It's a different sort of S to Voyager and the Enterprise D. It's not the same legacy of personal experience with it. It's the legacy of what it did for the universe. That's the difference in legacy factor.
Yeah, it's really important how it went down, I think. So
and came back.
Kyle Wong, £10. Hey guys, did the show's runners create the Defiant because DS9 show wasn't hitting the mark?
I would say that in those words, but
well, when Cisco shaved his head and grew a goatee and the Defiant popped up, all of a sudden the show got really good. So
and Worf, roughly.
And Worf, yes.
No, they just realized they were running out of full momentum. Because they didn't know what they thought the show was going to be more Bajoran centered, and then it became less, and the show got better.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're around Bajor, you can keep going to Bajor and keep talking to Kyle Parker, but also that's not interesting. Let's do other stuff with the Defiant. Cool. And yes, that's fine, Joshua. Appreciate your additional. Yes, the Bounty from
HMS Bounty
from Star Trek 3. Now this one is obviously going to be massively biased to a lot of people. It's in one of the best films of the genre, let alone Star Trek films. It has a real character because every single set was built custom and for that movie, and it's weird, unusual and special, and every set is used several times to justify the expense. And we see it fly in space, land, sort of, float. Like it is given the full Enterprise treatment, but now in stuff that you never seen anything do before, in orbit, like atmosphere. I mean, it's sad it's lost, but then tremendous it wasn't lost. It's in Star Trek Picard, of course. It's the hero of this tale, and I would not have had them swap this for any other ship. This makes that movie the secret sauce that elevates it even further. Tremendous.
And the very unique thing is that the bridge is different between Star Trek 3 and Star Trek 4.
Yep.
No real explanation given, but that's fine. But yes, it definitely saved the day, saved Earth, saved Kirk's career essentially, because he didn't get thrown in prison. He just got demoted, and also gave us the Enterprise A as a result. So there's actually a lot that this bird of prey carried on its shoulders, so to speak, and within its hold as well. 2 whales, man. But yes, it was absolutely the hero of the tale, and so much so that it's in Starfleet Museum in Picard. So it's an important ship, important piece of history.
Where would you get the Bounty?
based on everything. Like I said, getting Kirk demoted instead of thrown in jail, giving us the Enterprise A as a tribute to Kirk, getting his captaincy back. I want to say S, but I don't know if it deserves an S necessarily. I think for all the legacy factor things, yes, absolutely an S. But it's only a goddamn bird of prey, so it's kind of an underwhelming ship.
But do you remember those damn landing legs they all stood by? That was great.
Yeah.
Were they painted? I would say a strong A, and I would say I have more of a hero connection to it than the Stranger Worlds Connie. Which again, I'm still lingering on should be an A. Because in the movie, it feels like the hero along with the characters. It really is a character. It really is a vibe. It's so interwoven with that tale. It feels like a hero. And they, so I would say an A. I don't say S because it also has that separation. Like the actors, the cast are not going to keep with it. They know that. We know that. So it's a hero of that one. It was never going to be more. And you know that going in, but it absolutely sings as the hero of that tale. Tremendous.
Yeah. Always, I say A as well. ISFJ 1009 though, $5. B, because the hangar doors almost drowned George and Gracie. I will bump it down to a B then, but.
And Adrian, was your previous chat about excited the Defiant engineering? Was that actually about that excited wise? Because some people will do that, but will that be easy? I don't know. Maybe not. Look cool though. Okay, interesting.
What's next? The Titan.
Not the Enterprise.
Where's this the Enterprise G?
This is Titan, because G's not a hero ship. It's a hero
good. Yes.
scene.
All right, so a new ship for a new era. The Constitution class, or 3 class. Stupid name. Wanted to be a retro feel, wanted to bring back the old fans. That's why Terra Metalis kind of approved this. It is a fantastic design if it's for the correct era. The fact that they scaled it up with scaling up everything, including the docking ports, I know. It was a Bill Krause design. It worked much better in the TMP movie era, personally, but putting new nacelles on it, just scaling it up without changing anything else is really a faux pas, but who cares, I guess. Anyhow, it's a unique look. I just hate that it's called the Constitution 3 class. I think that's just dumb, beyond stupid, beyond dumb. And the interiors as well. We see the briefing room, we see the bridge, we see sick bay, we see some corridors. Everything's way huge and grand. It's only it's at 1 minute touted as like an explorer, not very powerful, and then it's like it's a weird anomaly for me in the Star Trek realm. I do love the design though. I do like the nacelles that they put on it. I just wish that they would have made some other changes as well, as do other people. But it even has phaser ball turrets still. Like, come on. Anyway. It's a nice ship, and it's Shaw's ship, and Shaw's pretty cool sometimes when he's being a good captain, which is never. But that's okay. Even though I love Shaw, I don't think he's a good captain. Mark Lawrence, $20. Jeez, Enterprise G, no way higher than a C tier. It looks a century out of date.
Mark, this is the Titan A. Do you still want this to be that? Because they're not the same ship. I mean, they're literally the same ship, but it's not the same ship because one's in 12 seconds, one's in a season. Yeah, so, it is a hero of the tale. You do feel sympathy with it. You do get to know it quite well. It does feel very original because it's brand new sets. But, and this is the story thing, the fact that, it can warp away from a starbase and not be followed, even though that's how sensors work. So, like, you don't get a sense of its true power ability or tension because it can hide by just leaving. It's like, no, that's not what happened, and it can fight not effectively, even though it's like, it's okay, I've done a lot of work with it. It is nice in motion. It is flowing. I would redesign the hell out of it. You can argue fix it. But the nacelles are beautiful, but those are just straight off the Stargazer, so there's no credit to it. They're just beautiful nacelles. There's a huge lack of detail on the ship. To yeah, it's a very strange one. But you do sympathise with a lot in the episodes. They do love their beauties. They aren't shy of that. But it is also mostly thrown away at the end with the Enterprise D coming in. But I mean, it should be, right?
And then just scrub that name off. Let's put the Enterprise G on this thing. Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, the screen time is far more than Excelsior, far more than Refit, far more than Equinox. Well, yeah, more than Equinox. So screen time's got more. It has a legacy of the Titan, although Shaw did lots of missions but nothing particularly famous, so him himself didn't do anything for the legacy. It was Riker's famous Titan, and he happened to take the next one. Like, it didn't do anything until the story, of course, and then who was in command of it? Riker, Picard, captured, right? So Shaw really, as a captain, like he lucked out on getting this, or it was and also light cruiser.
There will be books that show how good a captain shot is. Don't worry.
But also not canon, so I mean, I guess a B. Anything lower feels harsh because it was the hero of that tale.
I'm fine with B, but we got a $20 super chat for Mark Lawrence to keep it no higher than a C, and he did say just making a statement. So I think that's about the design.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah, definitely
Mark,
it is coming.
We'll lock it in at C right now. If anybody wants to move it. Yes, it deserves way more than Equinox.
And it's in far more screen time than the other Titan.
Yes. But the other Titan fits its era. I don't know. Anyway, let's just move on. The reshuffling will happen.
Yeah.
Books ship.
It's the Excelsior of Discovery Season 3 and 4. Fair shout.
It's a reconfigurable...
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, book ship. It's a lovely design. It doesn't need to look Star Trek because it's not Starfleet, it's in the future. Reconfigures. I feel like I understand the size of it because the cockpit, you can see the window. It's just that bit. It's very relatable. It's hollow deck style room as well. It's a great set. Cool controls. Book's great. It can slipstream. It can transwarp. It can do all the different things. It's very fast. It pews blandly. And it can dodge through asteroid fields just by maneuvering its own gravity unit. It's fun. It's also like you hold it. It's like an axe. If I had a tip. Yeah, it's good. I mean, in a lot of ways, it has a lot more character. Yeah, it's the Delta Flyer of Discovery. It's not sexy looking, but it's not trying to be. It's trying to be super interestingly stylized.
It can be when it reconfigures. You never know.
Sure.
It can be whatever you want it to look like.
Yeah, but it has more character than Discovery Season 1, 2, and 3. Even if it's also more bland in a lot of ways. But I would say it's got more character overall. And the bridge is great. I like the bridge.
Yeah, the bridge, the size is nice. It's a small ship, and the reconfigurable nature of it's kind of cool. But it feels OP with the slipstream and all that.
And a cloak.
Has a cloak. And a cloak. Yeah.
But it's the future. Why would everything?
Well, I know. I'm just trying to justify all the Fs that it's getting in the chat.
Fs? Why Fs? Jesus.
Oh yeah, because people are like, "What the hell is this thing?" No, I think this.
Yes, the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah.
Yes, it is. D.
Well, it's in far more than Columbia. It's in more than Equinox. When they split off in Season 4, there's the Book and Guy storyline, and it's the hero for those, 4. I mean, it's in more episodes of Trek than the Titan A. And it probably does more... maybe? Some. I would say a low C.
Okay, C's fair. Actually, looking at the...
Yeah. A low C, but D it's in far too much of it, and in a good way. It has good scenes, and it does good things, and it's useful, and it, yeah, but guys, we're going to give you a second, because there's been some opinionated thoughts in the chat. We say a low C. If you would like to change the idea. D, no ship as small as a cloaking device. Why wouldn't it? What do you mean? It's the future. It's the mega future. What?
Star Wars.
Oh.
No ship that small as a cloaking device.
Okay, yeah, you guys win. Takara, yeah. What? Takar? What's the name? How do you pronounce that?
Where?
Parker. Thank you. Yes, there we go. Got there.
Oh yes, yeah, it's Buddy. Yeah,
He was great until the end.
yeah.
I feel
Steve.
like Commander isn't. Oh, the commenters aren't engaging with the theme of each episode. Yeah, because you can't just say F because it's Discovery. You know.
That's why I was trying to be nicer to the Enterprise J, but okay, or not the Enterprise J, the JJ prize. Thing. My brain. Yeah. Anyhow.
Vote now with your super chat if you want to. 5 would be also get us a lovely goal. Just so you guys know, having some lovely divisive fun here, Stuart. You having fun?
Always. When am I not having fun, Samuel?
When we're actually in person together. Did I say that out loud? I don't know. Yes.
Anywho. You have the option to move it, guys.
Yep.
But let's see what's next on the list.
Yes.
This is me first.
Yes.
Let's see. The Enterprise C. Okay. First of all, I love the design of this ship. Very Starfleet-like. And this ship came through a rift, came through an alternate dimension. Well, alternate future. Same
alternate
dimension.
universe. Same.
Yeah.
No, it came
as,
through into an alternate universe, which was it created.
It came into an alternate future timeline.
Yes. It was from our universe, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
Ugly ass uniforms. I know they're the Monster Maroon, but they're missing the belt. They're missing the turtleneck. It just makes them look sloppy. But that's not about the ship now, is it? This ship was responsible for answering a distress call and protecting a Klingon outpost and going down as a result. And there was a long gap between this and the next Enterprise. This was the heroic deed.
40 years. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Romulans took it out, and we didn't see much of it, unfortunately. We did see the bridge. That's it. We didn't see any other...
Not even the view screen.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, we don't get a lot of interior shots from the Enterprise C, which I wish we would have, but, it is what it is. The bridge I thought was cool. I do like this era. I do like this design. And I think legacy-wise, being destroyed and knowing that they had to do that to create the proper future where, Starfleet creates peace with the Klingons, essentially. I think that's kind of impactful. And Rachel Garrett is kind of important now, a big deal. Don't you know? Have you heard the news today? I don't know. Anyway, it might tie into something coming out soon. No, I think the Enterprise C, just legacy-wise, even though very little screen time, and just the fact that they knew it was a suicide mission is quite important. So, I'm going to leave it there and see what you say.
Yeah, it's only in a few minutes of footage in all of Trek, which is, just a shocking thing that Garrett's only been mentioned twice in any Star Trek media ever, like official.
Yeah.
The seat's a great design. I've used Matt Borman's model of it. Beautiful. I love his model. I love using it. It's great. It's like this bulky, bulbous, but not too bulky or bulbous design. It's a strange one. And it was because Garrett's never mentioned the actual legacy of the sea is 1000% defined by its one final action.
That we know of, yes. That's the thing we hear.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we have any other missions of it, any other stories. As far as we know, it was the most boring Enterprise ever made.
Could be.
And then it just battleshipped its way into a timeline bullshit. Now, if we assume times have changed, then Garrett bravely went back and stopped. Then Garrett bravely fought and died. If we assume it was a repeating loop, then Garrett and then Castillo willingly sacrificed themselves, suiciding, which also is sort of a fate thing. Like, if you know that's not the future's meant to be, then you are just fulfilling your own prophecy. You weren't going to live anyway. There's sort of a foregone conclusion of that. But yeah, we get one set. It's a redress. It's not weirdly enough, it's not given the hero tribute in the episode. It's given the sad little brother who we have to help to get home. It's played as the small little brother.
Yeah.
Hero-wise, it's not high at all, I would say, compared to a lot of stuff on this list. It's in way less screen time than Columbia, given way less prominent anything, doesn't even fire in the battle. I mean, in terms of actual hero, I'd give it a D. Because of its lack of screen time, sets, characters, appearance, legacy. It's one thing is tremendous, but I'm not going to define it based on one thing. That'd be my vote.
Alrighty then. I would probably put it at least a B, just because of its legacy factor and the way that it helps actually create peace with the Klingons.
Oh yeah, if it's most famous enterprise, it'd be higher. But hero ship, so I'm defining it on those grounds. It wasn't really a Trek hero ship, it was a Trek. It was a ship of the week.
I say B.
Enterprise.
He says D. What do you guys say?
I can average out as a C, Stuart, and then see what happens after.
Well, C for C.
Well, I do love, and I'll always love the first shot of the first shot where it pans from that to the D. That's such a good match move miniature shot. Like they do not. Like they built a nice model and they got close. And it's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next up, we've got the Grissom or the Pegasus.
Well, that's the model I have. So this is the Grissom from 3. Yeah, I mean, it's a hero of that tail. Underwhelming. I mean,
it's a D.
Yeah, it's a low tier hero. Yeah.
We see the interior of the bridge. That's about it.
Yeah. It's one of the 3 heroes of that tail. Yeah.
Blowed up real good.
Uh-huh.
Captain JT Esteban.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yep. All right. What's next? The Reliant.
Hero / villain. Mostly villain, but hero.
Yeah. I mean, we see Terrell, though. Like, he does...
Poor guy.
Yeah. And we don't see a lot... We see exploding interiors. We see the bridge, which is slightly different than the Enterprise. But this was cool to see another, again, fleshing out that fleet, having that fleet feel, and a new configuration of Starship. Before I continue, Ray Ricks, 5 pounds, Enterprise B, brought about peace with the Klingons, B tier. I think you mean Enterprise C. I'll move it up for now. But, yes, so there we go. Thank you, Ray. Reliance. I don't know. I don't know where I'd place it. I mean, it gets stolen by a super genetically enhanced Superman, and used to attack the flagship of the Federation. Oh, that had a crew of trainees aboard. I mean, what are your thoughts on this one? That's a tough one.
It's the other hero of that movie. It's given a lot of screen time inside and out. They treat it with beautiful space shots. Chekhov obviously working on it as well. It is the true foil of the movie, and you really feel it. It has this big vibe. And of course, without it, there'd be no later Spock. Because I'm sure his life would have been totally different if he hadn't died. And Genesis would not have let if that Genesis hadn't worked. It changed the course of the universe, even just to prove that Genesis device was faulty, because that level of technology being continued to be worked on would have changed everything. It clearly wasn't really. Yeah, I mean it's in more than Columbia. Maybe. D, I guess. Yeah. It's still a
D?
solid hero of that movie. Although it should be higher than Grissom.
But Grissom was a pure good guy that just got blowed up. Didn't attack another Federation ship. I don't know.
Died like a bitch. Heidi.
All right.
Yeah, they should be started with in Stowe. Yeah.
And Adam Yanokita, $5. Although Enterprise D and Voyager were my ships growing up, Pike's Enterprise is an amazing update and should be an S. Ooh.
Wow.
Okay.
So 20, 30 years of legacy gets beaten out, or at least equaled by 2 years of a few episodes.
That's what Superchats has the power to do, my friend.
Crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
I get, well, that's the thing. If you love a design aesthetically, it doesn't matter how much legacy it has. You love the design, right? And that can overshadow everything else because you just love the design, and that's one of the metrics, right? Crazy.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Right. Just shuffle these. I don't know. We're running out of room in S tier there. So, all right. Next up is the Enterprise E. Went out like a bitch, apparently. But it wasn't Worf's fault, so that's fine.
Well, went out in a weird way. It was like a bitch.
I know. Well, we don't know. That's the point.
3 movies and Prodigy. Did epic things in all 3. Save the galaxy in all 3. Save time in 1. You know, it's all on the screen, right? It's given all the movie treatment a movie should be given. Really.
It's got variable decks between 21 and 26. We're just not sure. It just change all the time.
Depending on how many puffs of the backy that Worf's been smoking. Yeah.
It's got a big pit in the bottom part of the secondary hull. For some reason.
There's all the spiders live in case Indiana Jones comes in. All the snakes, you know. Very important. Yeah, it's funny because it has 3 giant experiences where it is the hero in all 3, notably feeling it. All 3, it does big things that you feel it. Even though TNG had 7 years and a movie, this had 3 where it was such a identity part of that element. You know, First Contact, you walk on it, feels like a hero. Insurrection, there's more space battle elements, and you drop a captain's yacht. You feel like you know the ship from that. Nemesis, it crashes into a thing. You feel like you know it, and you feel sad it gets damaged and repaired. Like, it feels like a part of all 3 stories. I mean, also an S, I would say, just because it has plenty. It is as much of a hero in the movie as you can be.
So no room for any more S's, guys. So any other ships coming up, they don't get the S treatment. Sorry, there's just no more room.
Dear me. Yeah, the Nebula shot, indeed, the first one.
And we still have some doozies coming up.
Yep.
All right, well, let's.
So if you want to change anything out of S, help us out.
Enterprise B.
Yes.
Everything will arrive on Tuesday, including its ranking on this list. So we gotta wait till next week. No, just an great updated Excelsior, and well, carrying on the Enterprise name. John Harriman, I think, did a good job with what he had.
Which was not a lot.
Gets a bad, exactly. Gets a bit of a bad rap, and sure, it gets damaged in that film. We don't really see, we get side canon stuff of what it did. There's a lot that the ship apparently did and went missing, so that's kind of cool. But again, what we see on screen is it getting struck at by the Nexus ribbon, big chunk of it out, and it killed Kirk as a result. So, oof. Yeah, we get to see the front part of the deflector control room, kind of.
First Isolea chips.
That's very true as well. Yes.
There you go.
Indeed.
And the piano style Sulu consoles, the beautiful sound.
Yeah.
The wonderful way she does that.
Yeah. The bridge is great.
Yeah, just best part of the movie is the first bit. That's the second part of the movie. Enterprise B, yes, it is. It's kind of the reverse of the C. It's one mission is a failure, although the fact they live means it's a success, of course. So it is a successful mission. It's just a failure in terms of context. So I guess being killed is also a failure because everyone, I guess, arguably they're both fails and successes, right? Whatever, but it's been mentioned way more, and like you said, like Harriman is called a giant explorer. He did so many, he was a prime explorer. He took very much after Kirk, and did the exploring thing, and really charted a ton of stuff, and then disappeared. So okay, but that's all pretty minor. Lots of people explore, and yeah, the B is also kind of defined by its captain, who braved everything to save people and did. The ship could be any ship, right? Happy to give it a C because it is, we know it had a long stored legacy after. Did its name proud eventually.
Yep, C is exactly what I was thinking for that one. Wish we would have seen more of it, and yeah. That's the way a lot of these are going to be. I should see more of them. Okay, so this piece of shit. Yeah.
Needs more flashing lights. Needs
This
more
is an S.
blue.
Just an S. Sorry, it's the first one. It's the iconic one. It's a legendary one. Whenever it's shown again in relics, and well, a little bit less so, but in Mirror Darkly with the Defiant, it just makes everybody smile to see it back. So there you go.
Yeah, it's it unlike many other shows at the time, it felt like a character in the show. They built lots of sets for it, varied sets. It felt like anyway. They were redresses, but it felt like varied sets.
And Matt Jeffries made it unique in the world of spaceships from the time, as it actually made sense logically and wasn't just a flying saucer, essentially, with thrust coming out of the back of the engines.
Yes. Obviously, its legacy in the universe is unparalleled, except by XO1. I guess so it is paralleled by XO1, but it's almost unparalleled. Because it fought in wars. It did all in the Cold War. It did a lot of varied things, and the boldness of the exploration that Kirk did was tremendous. It was a true frontier ship, except when it wasn't. I mean, obviously yes, because we all, we obviously are biased. We've been on the sets. We feel like we know the ship in a way that none of you probably do. And only 3 years, and with mostly repeated shots. This is the true stock footage ship, because they only shot did they shoot any more clips of it after season 1 ever? Or was it the same 20 angles cleverly repurposed? I felt like they probably didn't do any new angles, or maybe 1 or 2. So yeah, definitely. Plus
it's in the Smithsonian, so
yeah. Well, and it's many characters in Trek have talked about this one design as being classic and good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew DeFreitas, $5. Enterprise E, Easy S. Sir, there's another starship coming in. It's the Enterprise.
Just.
So this one, unfortunately, cannot be an S because S tier is full. So we need to find another home. I mean, the closest would be B. We'll just throw it in B. Doesn't really matter, does it? How are we going to throw it in S? We don't have room, man.
We'll move one down from S then.
Which one would you like to move down?
I mean, one of the Connies. 3 for A.
The Enterprise A down.
Okay, A.
Well, you didn't want it in S tier, the A, right?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody paid Superchat to get the Strange Worlds one up there. So. All right, well.
I guess maybe just squidge them. How many more do we have left?
We have 4 more ships left.
I mean, we can just squidge them and then we can.
I have been squidging them.
Okay, put that one next to the other refit, sort of awkwardly next to it. It is basically the same ship.
But you want this one back up to?
Yeah, like you say, put a super chat for it. It should probably stay up there until the end. Just make it small next to the S. Yeah, there you go. That's actually fine.
Cool. All right,
Matthew, because someone super chatted for it. You can get it down. That's up to you.
The Cerritos.
Oh dear.
New ship design. We see a lot of it. New bridge. We get the talk of the rubber ducky room. We get to see cetacean ops for the first time, even though it was originally on the Enterprise D. Oh my goodness. A unique engineering room with, Tucker tubes. Those are important, don't you know? And we get to get to find out what they're actually called, which is great. This it feels like home because it feels like you're back in TNG with the Enterprise D a little bit. So we also learned that the lights or the windows have like a dimmer feature to filter out the red bazaar. Like you learn a lot of stuff about TNG tech from Lower Decks and the Cerritos. Plus, it's got a really wicked bar. Just saying, better than 10 forward, I would dare say. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about this one. Jump in, sir.
Yeah, this one's a tricky one.
Oh, before you continue,
Okay.
Hanna-Barbera Godzilla, $5.
Thank you.
NCC 1764 USS Defiant, A tier from Mirror Darkly. It's not on this list, but it should be.
Yes, I guess it
Because I would consider that a hero ship.
Well, it is the Equinox of that episode, so that would be, and it isn't TOS. Yeah, okay.
It's already an S tier because it's the original Connie. We don't. Yeah, it's fine.
But we're not reviewing the Connie, we're reviewing the ship, so it is an entirely different ship.
But it's still going to get the same tier, so why make another icon for it?
Well, no, because the Defiant didn't have a legacy the Enterprise did. Why would it?
The Defiant was in the Tholian Web,
what did it do
changed to another dimension. Nothing.
Exactly. So it hasn't got the same legacy as the Enterprise. It got destroyed.
So why are we adding it? We're not going to add
because it's a hero ship. No, absolutely is. It's just not going to get as high because it's not as big a hero ship.
Daniel Hall, $20. Here's 20 to boot the Disco Connie.
Okay then. Made some space. Thank you. You guys
can't boot it off the board.
Well, no, it's 4 down. Yeah, you can't boot anything. Each 5 is the power play.
That moves it to D.
There you go. Crazy.
Well, actually, we should cancel out the first super chat that moved it up. So maybe we'll move it down to C.
Sure.
To be kind of fair to the person that super chatted earlier. Maybe. Yes. I don't know.
So where do you put the Defiant Phantom Darkly? I'd put it as a B. Because it's very prominent in those episodes, but only in a little bit.
Yeah, I'd put it at B.
Which means it's an A because they up it to 1. So, an A. Cool. Great, yeah, right. Great, good shout. That's a good.
There's the Defiant.
The Defiant, yeah. Nice.
Okay, so Cerritos. Sorry.
Yeah, Cerritos. Yeah, well timed. Cerritos is funny. It is designed not to be a hero ship. It's designed to be a low-end, not good-looking ship. That's the entire point, right?
But it is the hero ship of the show.
But it is. But it doesn't feel like a hero. It feels like a workhorse. So, you know? But it has built a giant legacy. They often say it's the best of the Cerritos fleet. I would give it an A, but a low A would be my rating.
Yeah.
For whatever reason in my head.
I think that's fair. I think Mike McMahon wouldn't allow us to put it in S tier because it was designed to not be.
Yes.
So yeah, I think A would be very good for the Cerritos.
Oh, and Danielle says, yeah, the Defiant has rear fire and torpedo tubes. Yes, they're great.
And Jill says it's designed to be the second best B. Second best is A on this list, so. All right.
And guys, keep voting the poll. We want another 5 votes. Get us to 140.
The USS Defiant. We already looked at that one. Pull that one out of there. Cha-ching. Move this to the back. All right. So I didn't know you put the big one in for the Defiant. I just saw you throw the one in. But...
Ooh, this is me then.
The Discovery A.
Discovery A. It is a great design. It fixes everything about the other one pretty much. It's Tron, but it's cool. Proportions are better. The floating nacelles only float when not at warp. Cutouts are weird, but okay. It spins now. The shell bay is still open. But yeah, it feels like it kind of feels like the crew. It feels like we're refreshed, ready to start an adventure. It does well with the show and the crew and the vibe. The interiors, fuck you. Same interiors.
Yes.
The
interiors was dragged down, I think, 1 tier at least.
Yes. No, it feels like the hero of those seasons, and it if this had been the original design and the original set time period, I think fans would be like, "Oh, that's cool." Not necessarily like it, but that's cool. You know, like far more respect would have been had. Your thoughts on this specific context of hero ships?
Definitely an improvement in many ways. It's a much nicer looking ship. I don't mind the floating nacelles. I know a lot of people have problems with it. I don't. The thing I have problems with is the interior of the ship being the exact same. That's not how these kind of upgrades would work. Look at the refit. They totally gutted it and made a new interior because new systems, new everything. That's what they would do 900 years in the future. if a ship came like that's just antiquated, man. So yeah, but it's a huge improvement on the ship. I think this at least deserves a C, possibly a B. High C, low B. That's my take on it.
Yeah, it's okay. Can I search the board? I feel like I need to see
Context.
Mm-hmm.
Context is for kings, as Discovery says.
I would have said a B, I think, and especially putting next to like the
Okay.
Enterprise C, like it does way more than C.
Yeah,
and
no,
Dauntless.
I'm fine to put it as a little B. Yeah.
So I think I'd say mid B.
And keep in mind, guys, this is the community list. You guys have influenced things on here. Once we do the next 2 ships, you'll have a chance to change something. That'll be the final community list. And then me and Sam are going to shuffle things according to context. And
so you get to override us and each other, and we get to override you afterwards. There'll be 2 pictures taken, and then at some point, I'm sure we'll do like a ranked lists and get all the different pictures and say, so this is what we did 8 months ago as a ranking. How do we feel now? Oh God, you guys are idiots. I mean, you guys are great. Oh, stuff like that. But I think if Discovery A had been if season 3 was season 1 with different interiors, this could easily be an A. Those didn't happen, obviously.
I feel like I got to do something here. I got to like move that to there. There.
Right. Okay.
All right. Next up. Oh, here we go. Dun dun dun.
This is you.
La Serena.
Yes.
Non-Starfleet ship. This is more of a civilian ship, but it is the hero of Picard seasons 1, 2, and it's in 3 as well. Who gives a shit? Not a Starfleet vessel, but it is piloted or owned, operated by a former Starfleet commander and his holographic doppelgangers. It's an interesting ship for sure, but I don't know if it says Star Trek to me. It feels very Star Wars. Never really grew on me. The interior is just a warehouse. It's a cargo ship. That's what it is. It says as much. It looks as much. It's just exactly what it is. The paint job is Van Halen because somebody liked Van Halen, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to rank it super high personally, but and what are your thoughts on this awesome ship design?
What?
What are your thoughts on this awesome
Sorry, I was
ship
reading
design?
Danielle. Yes, I prefer the original Discovery Alpha to the season 1 version. It's funny. The outside of this ship is super characterful. The inside is super uncharacterful to the nth degree. It's shockingly And I'm so glad they didn't do the LED LCARS floating displays. Clearly rising from the trailer to the series, it was too expensive because and also entirely unuseful. All they had to do was make the side pods warp nacelles with blue glows, red basards. It would look and not be so bloody red. Like red accenting, like red, like lots of like this. You could easily make this thing 30% better, easily, right? But it is what it is. It never felt to me like the hero. It felt like a ship they were flying in. Like we were actively staying away from anything heroic because we're not a Starfleet show. It was almost a deliberate middle finger to the classic design aesthetic on purpose. It's not a bad design, but it's a very not interesting design. And the back has like 5,000 greeblies for no reason. And the interior is trash. Just total trash. Just trash.
Everybody's saying D or F, and Shay makes a good point. La Serena is better than Book Ship. I don't know if that's necessarily the case.
The interior is worse, undeniably.
Yeah, I think Book Ship has a lot more functionality and is nicer design inside.
Well, the interior has the interior is better, no doubt. The exterior, this is more interesting, but it's whatever. Book is at least simpler and less. Like, why is this the way it is? I don't know. Bookship is like, oh, it isn't. It's a moving weird whatever. I would say D, and it should be happy for it. Personally.
Yeah, I'm definitely down with the D.
Yeah. Great Mass Effect ship though.
Yeah, great anything else ship. Everything but Star Trek. Yeah. And lastly,
Ooh, get ready for your super chat rechanges, guys. This has been interesting.
here's the last ship, guys.
Oh, right.
Stargazer, Rios' other ship. So we end out with a Rios.
Well, for a couple of Stargazer, it is in. Oh, it's only in basically one episode, just one episode spread over one story over 2 episodes, because Terry has filmed them back to back at the end of season 2. So it's only in one filming session of content. It's in episode 1 for a couple of minutes, and episode 10 for a couple of minutes. Yeah, it's great. It's very dark. It looks nice. The sets are just Titan, which has got to be a diminishing point because we've done that first in this list. So the sets now feel... And they were built to be the Titan sets. They were not built to be the Stargazer sets. They will use the Stargazer sets. That's why... Because I remember Dave Blass once saying, we spent 1 week as Stargazer and a year as Titan. Those aren't Stargazer sets, they're Titan sets. So, great exterior, redress interior.
Yeah.
Wish it was the Titan, probably.
Yes, that would have been. I would have loved to have this be the Titan.
Yeah, like it has all the design tropes. It's over-designed, actually. If you look at some of the small details, it's actually over-designed, which is kind of great. But it's in less time than Equinox, less time than Refit, less time than loads of them. It does save the galaxy from a giant... It does save the quadrant from a giant beam from somewhere, I guess.
Yep. So, I was thinking C, but that's where the Equinox is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a nice ship, though. It really, it really is.
The interiors get no points, unfortunately.
No, I think it's got to be a D.
I think it's got to be a D.
Just because of screen time and stuff.
Yeah, it's in less time than Columbia. That's so strange.
Oh, that would have been so much better as the Titan, and then pull out the actual design they used for the Titan for the Enterprise G at the end as a surprise.
Weird, but surprise, yeah. Yeah. Wow, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Ray Ricks, 5 pounds.
Okay.
Cerrito S tier.
Okay.
And Shea Locomotive Productions, $2. Excelsior 2 is a great design.
It is.
Yes.
Not a hero though, but it is.
So the Cerritos will cover up the... Oh no, it won't.
All right. And that's how this is now your chance. I'm going to give you 4 or 3, 4, 5, whatever minutes to have your changes. The official community ranking. Anything change anywhere. At your discretion. $5 changes 1 slot. Therefore, you can change more things with more slots if you so like. Let's finish the poll and do one last one before we finish out. Which ship is bigger hero ship in your mind to you? 150 votes, which is tremendous. With 64%, the winner is the Enterprise D, and 36% is Original Connie.
Nice.
Very interesting. Let me throw one more poll in there, and let's see what you guys think.
All right, guys, the 131 of you, that's awesome. Thank you so much for watching. We still have a few more minutes because we got to do the wrap up and our own swaps, so stay with us. But hit that like button. We have 118 likes. I'd like to get to 130 if possible. So if you haven't hit like yet, please hit like. And yeah, this is your chance, guys. Super chat in any changes you'd like to see, any adjustments. And then me and Sam will go through and do our definitive list and shuffle some things around. So,
which we may or may not agree with, so we have to find compromises. Oh, the stress. Stuart, new poll! Everyone vote, vote, vote! Vote now.
What is the bigger hero ship in modern Trek shows? Protostar, Titan A, Cerritos, or Discovery Classic and A?
Yeah. Put them both together. Alright. No, yeah. Nathan's right. Franklin from Beyond. That is very true. Well, while we do that one, you guys can chat amongst yourselves and pick.
Franklin. All right.
If it's more a hero than the Reliant is.
Oh, absolutely.
It's less minutes probably, but it's more the hero.
Interesting design too. Small ship. Motorcycle. It's got a motorcycle, don't you know? And unique way to take off. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Bridge window craze, be real.
But a very small ship, as you can tell by that bridge window.
Yes.
Okay.
No, Franklin's a good ship. It's a good hero in that it does save the day at the end. If that wasn't there, everyone would be doomed. It's fast, it's speedy. You can totally add elements to the back to make it a cargo ship. I like that on a scale. And it's just a giant warp test ship. You know, I'd give it a solid C+, B-. That's what I would. Because it feels like a hero in that. It feels like a little brother, but a hero little brother in that movie. 'Cause it literally does save the day at the end. Because the other ship, got destroyed. Like, this takes over as the hero ship. No, it does, yeah. This is the hero ship for Beyond. The ship's... Yeah, actually, B. Yeah, this is the hero ship of Beyond. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. No, I agree.
B
is perfectly fair.
Yeah. That's a nice design. It's nice. It's good.
Let's see. Dave throws in £5. Protostar over Enterprise A. Well, I already put the Cerritos covering Enterprise A. But if you want the Protostar up there, I'll just throw it there or something.
Okay, Dave, clarify what you meant exactly. We assume you meant Protostar as S. We assume. So many ships. Guys, only got another minute or two to change things up. If you're not changing, then this is the list that you agree with. Which, I mean, you might agree with, in fairness. Neelix's ship. It's in one episode as a meaningful ship. I would not class it as a hero ship. I would class it as the Sea is, which means it's a hero ship because it's in this. Like, it gets as much screen time as the Sea and the... I guess, but then Delta Fly would also, that would be a hero ship, but it's a shuttle. So
would the Rio Grande then? You're just opening the door for...
Yeah, hero ship but not a shuttle. Bookship isn't a shuttle. Yeah, I think that's a small distinction. Otherwise, I guess, yeah. Yeah, Jayla's house, yeah.
Jayla's house.
I mean, maybe, Adrian, maybe. if you're keen.
Scottish Nightmare, if you think the Enterprise G should be lower, because that's not the Enterprise G, first of all, it's the Titan A.
Yes.
If you want to lower it, you can lower it with a super chat.
Community poll, last couple of minutes.
Well, we've already gone for about 4 minutes, so...
Yeah, but, I feel like they're going to throw in stuff.
Oh, we're not adding anything else.
No, indeed.
I don't think that's appropriate.
And the Classic Stargazer is in one episode, and it's not really a hero of that story. It's look, we found this relic. But again, I guess the Sea is also... you could argue it's a hero if the Sea's a hero, but... I don't want the Sea, so, we're going to fight to put that in. Disco Starbase is not a hero ship? No. Yeah, this is the most entries S has had. Yeah, it is. The Kamari.
I mean, there's probably one or two others that could be arguing the point that they are hero ships and add them, but
yeah, and the Kamari is not the hero of any episode. It's a friendship that other aliens use. These are all ships that our heroes had specifically. Otherwise, loads of things could be included as main character ships or side character. These are the hero ships that our people use.
Prometheus could be considered a hero ship.
It's in an episode, and it's the center of the episode. Yeah.
It's actually 3 ships.
Damn you.
All right. Well,
Akira's not a hero ship. There is no USS Akira. And the fact that who can name the Akira we see in First Contact?
I can.
Really, Stuart? Can you really? Yes, it is the Thunder Child, but how many of you knew that? Because of course we knew it. Yeah, well,
yeah.
Okay, I guess we need one to change. I guess you guys are happy. Hey, that's cool.
All right, so this is the community one.
Okay.
So we'll get a shot of that.
There we go. As confusing as it is. All right, now we get to piss you all off with our Trekyards changes.
Guess what? It's our show, so.
But you guys we gave you several minutes for your say, so you had your say. And thank you guys for all the super chats. You've been amazing. Tomorrow will be another ship live. That's gonna be super fun as well, for sure.
Yeah, just talking about whatever ships you guys want to talk about, essentially.
So you can throw in the Kamari.
Yeah.
You can throw in things.
It won't be a tiered list. It'll just be a discussion on the ship designs and stuff. So, very Trekyards of us.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So we normally take in turns. What's the first thing that grabs you as a let's move that down or up, as the case may be?
I want to move the La Serena down.
Okay. Then let's move the Discovery up to a D.
That's actually fair.
I know. Shouldn't be an F. Okay, back to you. What else grabs you?
You when you're around usually.
That's true. I do hug you quite a lot.
Anyway, let's see.
So I have a couple, obviously, but what else grabs you as a?
I think the Protostar should go back down to A. As much as I love it, and I do love the Protostar.
Yeah, I'll throw the Cerritos down to an A. Yep.
I'm actually willing to throw the A down to an A.
Okay, A. I want to put the Titan Classic down to a C. Maybe even a D, a high D. I'll let you decide, but it shouldn't be a B.
I think C. Nothing else is screaming at me currently.
I'd still push Excelsior down to minimum B. Because it was I at C, you're at B.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Forgot that got moved up.
Yeah. I mean, lots of these have been moved.
Defiant.
Yeah, Defiant wouldn't be A, but they moved that for us.
Yeah, Defiant should be
C.
C.
Yeah, it was Equinox, isn't it? Same level of epicness. In a good way.
Yeah, I think that's...
How many people are pulling their hair out right now?
Everybody. Even me.
Oh, no.
No, just kidding.
Pike's Enterprise, B max.
Go up.
I don't want it as an A. It doesn't feel right as an A. For me, anyway.
Oops. That's
Nope. Wrong handsome man. Ship.
Okay, let's see. I want to keep the refit at S for sure.
I know I'm not going to get you on any Connie love, so that's okay.
I already moved one down, bitch.
No, I know. Well, I meant for the ones that are up there. Yeah. I want to put the Grissom down to an F.
I was kind of thinking the same thing.
Because it doesn't compare to the Discovery or Stargazer. It was the punching bag.
It was the red shirt of the movie. Grissom down to an F. Are people screaming at us? I'm not paying attention.
Well, Matt is.
For which?
Shay says, I would totally throw in 50 to bring the A back, the A to an S. Look, I mean, that's 10 times the Super Chat minimum. If you would like to do that, maybe the 10 times rule. Because Stuart did say earlier that they should all be the same, and he put one as an S. So, if you would like to be amazing, and do that. I mean, that would help us out tremendously. So, we'll leave that up to you and your tremendousness.
Matt's gonna have to take a walk. Why? What's happening now?
Excelsior.
Oh.
He just loves it. He always makes babies with the Excelsior.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I think Excelsior should be a little higher, honestly.
It's just it's so little screen time compared to everything. I mean, look at everything at A, except the A. You know, it's in minutes. Those are in hours.
It's got more than the Titan. It's got more than the Defiant. It's got more than
where?
Equinox.
The Excelsior hasn't got more than the Defiant. It's in a movie and an episode. What do you mean? The Defiant's in 3 seasons of a TV show and a movie.
No, it's in 1 episode of Enterprise.
The Excelsior?
The Defiant. Dumbass.
Oh! Sorry. 2 Defiants! Sorry. Restart. TOS Defiant. Where's TOS Defiant? What do you want it to be? Sorry?
I think the Excelsior should be a B, honestly. Fat Produce, yeah, $2. Enterprise A deserves S for her bridge alone.
Yeah, no, we're past that. But thank you for your... Well, that's...
I mean, it was falling apart the first time we saw it.
But also the fact this engine room is just the Enterprise D, which means that engineering tech did not change, which means arguably it's the same on the B, the C, and then the D, feels a bit of a daft thing.
I kind of think the Excelsior is a sticky one. It could be B, just because it's got Karasulo as its legacy. But I see what you're saying.
I'm okay to make Reliant an F if we need to, because Lasseria is in more episodes. So you could argue that in a similarly, like, you don't get hero vibes from it. So if we're going to... No, we're getting to more technical, but this is now contrast versus gut reaction, right? Because Reliant compared to Columbia or the other 3, it doesn't have the same hero value. So you could argue an F if you were inclined to move it.
I'm not.
Okay. Fair enough. I'd still probably vote NX-01 a high A. I think because also I was just thinking about the
NX-01
because the legacy of the captain, yes, but the interiors are so much less interesting. Like in general, some of the details are great, but I don't love the corridors. Metal's really simple. Just in contrast, I'm just like high A. Just don't feel like sits right as an S. High A though, but
Oh, the Excelsior is in a B. It's the Enterprise B that's in a C.
Yeah, I said B.
Yeah.
I think I'm good with that.
Alright, I'm good with this as well, because everybody's being pissy. And
no one put in the 50, Stuart. That was a 50.
I originally put it up there. I'm just putting it back. Sorry. We don't need to extort people for money to get the... Everybody's kind of on the shelf about it, and I originally put it in A, or S, I mean, so...
And I wouldn't have, but...
Now, what did you guys say?
And it's refit Prison, Season 3 Tremper. It's not a hero of that story, or of any story.
What?
NX refit.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that doesn't count as a hero ship at all.
No. Yeah. Alright. Do you guys have any other vengeful comments to us?
Probably.
Probably. So, yeah, so basically in S's we have all the hero ships of all the main movies without loss. Just everything by default gets S. A, we have all the side media, which doesn't quite get there. But they're also the heroes of their stories, as actually the heroes. B, you have all of the legends and very active in their stories characters, ships. C, you have everything else that we like, but can't objectively put higher. D, we have stuff that's sort of there, and Discovery. F, we have problems with those ships, because they don't work even in their own media. And then the blowy uppy in 3 seconds ship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the USS Kelvin. But well, it's a hero of a scene.
The Kelvin would probably only get like a C at most.
Yeah,
anyway.
I'd have said a high D probably, just because it's in.
Plus, it launches like 1 million shuttles for somehow.
Yeah. Oy.
There's like 27 shuttles on screen that it launched, and it would just make the ship huge.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have counted non-canon ships, but I can live with the list. What is a non-canon ship that's on the list? DVB. Please tell us. I want to know.
I mean, there's some non-canon renders there. Most of them.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah.
Most of them my renders. Apart from that. Yeah, wow, Stuart. What a vibrant, energetic, disagreeable. Oh. Tell the audience tomorrow, though, because tomorrow's a whole different thing.
Tomorrow is just a live talking about whatever ships you want to talk about. We're kind of going to analyze them mission briefing style, as Trekyards does. Mm-hmm. So you can name any ship. We'll look it up. We'll get a picture of it. We'll throw it on screen. We'll talk about it. And we did one a while ago, and it was hugely successful. You guys really loved it, and we appreciated that. So we're going to do it again.
Yep.
Because that's what people come to Trekyards for. So, yeah. Sci-Fi Quest has a question. Why was DS9 Station doing what is it doing on a list of hero ships? It is the main focus of the entire series. So, yes, although it is a station, we already discussed that when we talked about it. So I would say go back and watch that part of the live.
It has thrusters. It can move.
It did move from Bajor to the wormhole.
I mean, a ship is a thing that can move in space. That can move in space. I mean, yeah, it's a technicality, of course, but it'd be. There's never going to be a hero space station. That would be the S and the only thing on the list, right?
DVB says the Cerritos can't be canon for a million reasons, but I'm not dying on this hill.
Good, because you'd die a million times.
Yes.
Prometheus isn't a hero, even though it sort of is. Because I define personally before this, I decided if it's in one episode, it's not a hero because that's not enough to be. So the C would have not been there. Prometheus would have been there. Equinox would make it have been in 2. I was overruled, but that's okay. But that's the only one there that I would disagree with as a hero for that regard. But if you start adding like famous ships, then Prometheus of course gets in. Other thing, the Hood. I mean, other things get in. But I like suggested earlier, rating ship classes. That's interesting to me because that would be a whole different ball game. I'm sure, obviously, all the S would be an S as well. Fine, yes, of course. But everything in the middle, right? There's a lot of in the middles. The good stuff are good for a reason.
So thank you guys. We'll end this poll. What is the bigger hero ship of modern Trek shows? The Titan A wins with 47%.
Okay.
The Cerritos at 27%, Protostar at 17%, and the Discovery at 9%, which is hilarious to me.
I thought Discovery. I thought Protostar would be higher. I thought Discovery would be lower. So there you go. Okay.
Gorgonzola, we've talked about the Rotaran. It is not a Starfleet vessel. It is technically a hero ship, but
it was a hero for the Klingons.
That would open up a whole new can of
It wasn't
worms.
hero for us, the Federation, the heroes of our tale. Martok is a side character, recurring. He's not a hero character. Now, if Worf took command for 2 episodes of it, maybe. He didn't. It was always Martok or crazy Klingon man. No, that blew up. He didn't take charge.
Anyway, yeah.
And also be like a D, because it's a generic bird of prey, right? Like, didn't do much hero. Sort of. Ish. Blah. See. Anyway.
So there's our final list.
Yes!
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Tune in tomorrow. We'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about shipwise.
Non-canon, stow, alien.
Anything goes.
Anything goes. Even if you have a fan design that you've done, email it to trekyards@hotmail.com, and the super chat equals us looking at it. You can get your ship on the show tomorrow, if you so want to.
That's right.
Whew.
So until then, thank you for joining us. He's Commander Cockings.
He is Captain Foley. You guys are amazing.
And we'll see you guys next time.
We see you well tomorrow. Bye, guys.